welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back again today with a pick a card reading for you. And if you are one of my returning subscribers, I just want to say thank you so much for your support here, for your presence on this channel. You guys truly make my day every single day. Thank you for your supportive comments to each other in the comment section. You guys are amazing and helping me to create such a beautiful environment here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your friendship. And if you are finding yourself here for the very first time, we would just like to welcome you with open arms. Please join us, pull up a chair, grab yourself a cup of tea and some snacks, and we'll have a bit of a chat because we're all friends when we gather at my table. So today's pick a card reading, we are giving you urgent messages from your guides and angels. What do you need to hear right this moment? What a message that is meant for you. I do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the red flower and the bee spirit. I put the bee down here so we'd be able to see him clearly here. So the bee spirit. Pile number 2 with the yellow flower and the butterfly spirit. And pile number 3, sorry about the wobble, with the blue flower and this dragonfly spirit. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, just know that there may be a message waiting for you today. Again, my topic for today is an urgent message meant to find you from your guides and angels. What urgent messages do they have for you? I'm going to jump right into pile number 1 here. I do want to take a moment though to just say that if you are seeing people in the comment section that are claiming to be me, if you haven't contacted me directly through the links that I provided, that is not me. So if somebody is offering you private readings and it is not through my direct link that I've provided, then please keep yourself safe, keep yourself aware, and always reach out to me if you need clarity on if it's actually me talking to you or not. Okay, I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, urgent messages meant to find you today. Pile 1. Hello everybody, in pile number 1 you were drawn to the red flower, or perhaps to this bee spirit. This is your reading, an urgent message meant to find you today from spirit. So the bee spirit is all about perseverance. Sometimes it really talks about sweet results awaiting for you, but in this case there is a sense of self-sacrifice perhaps that is coming across for me. It's like maybe you spend a lot of time caring for everybody else but not enough time caring for yourself perhaps. So let's take a look at your reading. An urgent message meant to find you today from your guides and angels. What do they want to communicate with you right now? I'm using the Golden Girls Tarot for you guys because it's my favorite. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I really think it's beautiful and vibrant, and I really love the show, so I'm going to use it today. Urgent message meant to find you today from your guides and angels. So we have the Hermit coming, so some of you could be a Virgo out there. There is a sense of like sequestering myself alone to figure out what it is I truly want in life with that Virgo energy. And we have the Hanged Man. Some of you are feeling very stagnant. Some of you are feeling like you're in a rut in life. You don't know how you got there, perhaps. You don't know how, maybe you don't even know how to kind of get out of it. We have the Lovers reversed. And we have the Death card. So there is this message coming through. First of all, we have 4 major arcana with the 3 of Swords at the back of the deck coming through first. So for some of you watching, I do feel like some of you are actually coming to the end of a relationship, perhaps even a divorce, or you're considering that in the future, because the Lovers reverse can be about, you know, poor decisions, but breakups and kind of feeling like I'm at a loss here. Especially surrounded by the Hanged Man and the Death. And of course, these are major themes. They can reflect many different things. But I do feel like some of you are actually trying to consider perhaps moving forward away from a connection. But ultimately, some of you have already are in the midst of a breakup, or in the midst of some sort of big upheaval, which is causing you a lot of stress. Again, for some of you, you're just thinking about it. And you kind of know that this is the right direction that you need to kind of take, or you've known for a while that this relationship, yeah, 6 of Swords. It's like I've known for a while that in order to get peace, I kind of have to find it myself. And it isn't where I'm sitting right now in this energy with that 6 of Swords. It's like I have to leave the painful past behind me in order to get my peace. But there is a hesitation here. The Temperance. Some of you have been in this position, in this relationship, for a long time. You've experienced a lot in this connection, which is why there is an emotional tie to it. But you also feel a restlessness. You know that it's maybe not the decision that you need right now. It feels unbalanced. You're not happy. Even if on the outside everything feels like you should be happy. And you know, you should be satisfied with what you have. Inwardly, you're feeling restless. We have the Chariot. For a lot of you, I feel like you're in the midst of this decision. You're in the midst of whether or not I should move forward. We have Cancer here, Gemini, Virgo, Leo energy. Some of you are in the midst of trying to decide, should I follow my heart? Should I follow my inspiration? Or should I stay where I'm sitting? But if you stay where you're sitting, there is this sense of like, I'll be lying to myself and to everybody involved in order to maintain the appearances here. This Magician is a reminder to us when we have the Tower, oh, with the Two of Cups. This Magician is the reminder to us that we wield the power over this decision of whether to go or whether to stay. And there are lessons to be learned in each decision, and Spirit will walk with you in that choice. For many of you, you are worried about causing irreversible turmoil or irreversible change in your life. You're concerned about the feelings of the other person, perhaps. But you're also really aware that you might be holding yourself back from your destiny or from your divine counterpart, because many of you don't feel like you are in that relationship right now. Like, I know I'm not in that relationship right now, and it may look good, and maybe we've been together for a really long time, and maybe it was right for a long time, but now it doesn't feel right, and I know that. And I know that I maybe am meant for more. I'm meant to experience more. That restlessness inside of your heart, that is a sign from Spirit that, like, the restlessness is there for a reason. It's a sign from Spirit that you're not 100% happy where you're sitting. And maybe those changes just need to occur inside of you. Sometimes we do, you know, look outside of ourselves often. And when we're sitting in an uncomfortable energy, we blame everyone around us for our position. Which is why this Hermit is truly starting out the reading, because it does ask us to reflect upon everything with clarity. Because sometimes we can get overwhelmed by the direct emotion, especially when someone's right in our energy field. If we're living with someone or if we're dating someone and they're with us all the time, it's impossible for us to have enough clarity. We have to step back. We have the Five of Cups. And this particular Five of Cups, it's like, it's not just 3 cups wasted and 2 cups being ignored. It's like I've wasted even more of my time than most people here. It's like I know that I've already wasted some valuable opportunities because of where I'm sitting right now. And if this isn't having to do with a relationship and it has to do with your job, the same message applies. The stagnation that you know feels uneasy with that Lover's reversed. Making bad choices in the present moments. And the bad choice is not moving. But there's this message with this particular Five of Cups that I've already let some opportunities. I not only feel like I've wasted a lot of time, but I also feel like I have had opportunities presented to myself that I've completely let go. The Star. Spirit wants to remind you of the power you wield with that Hanged Man energy, and how your expectation of what you want in the future really reflects your future and the outcome that kind of happens because of it. If you're feeling in a stagnation and you're unable to see the light at this moment, it's like the response is to just keep moving forward. You have the power to turn that energy around and to come down from that tree whenever you want to. It's just the choice to be bold enough to make that choice. And in some cases, the destruction, the devastation that could cause is significant. Six of Cups. And we have the Nine of Wands coming out with the Ace of Pentacles. For some of you, there is this message coming through that you really thought in the past that this connection was the one. And there is perhaps, I feel like there is a lot of history here that kind of encourages more stagnation, if you know what I mean. Like, it's like so much history. There's so much, I feel like some of you have been perhaps with the person that you're with currently, or in your current job, if it isn't about a relationship, that you've been there for a long time, or since you were young, since you were a younger person or a child even. It's like you've known this person. And that's part of the reason that holds us back too. There's also this message coming through for some of you, and not for all of you, but that in the past, perhaps you made a choice to be in this position, and you now realize that after a time of reflection, that you missed out on an opportunity and that you made the wrong choice too. This Nine of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles is really showing me that you're fearful of staying any longer and missing out on any more opportunities, missing out on kicking over any more cups. And there's an irritation about it too. You can see her face. She's not happy about sitting where she's sitting. She's doing everything she's supposed to do. She's performing all of her duties the way she is supposed to. We have the Emperor in the back of this deck. But she is not happy about it. You feel overwhelmed perhaps with your responsibility level in your current state as well. That Emperors are our sign to take control of our own life and to be a leader. We have Judgment. You guys are looking for a brand new start. And Spirit says that that is something that you have every right to. Leo energy, the Strength here. I said Leo earlier because the King of Wands is very present. Some of you, I feel like, are very much have Leo in your chart. Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I'm smiling because I feel like there's quite a few of you. It shows what you have capable inside of you. You may not even feel like it, like it's taken you a long time to get to the point where you feel like you might have the courage to actually step out of your comfort zone, but there is still this paramount message coming through that you are fearful of losing what you've gained to this point. Losing your position, losing what people think of you, a financial concern perhaps as well. Wheel of Fortune. The Knight of Cups. Back of the deck is the Queen of Swords. And we have the Death card. Oh, my goodness, you guys. This is intense. You know, this Wheel of Fortune is showing that, you know, this sudden turn of events is upon you. And that you're going to be the caveat for that change. That King of Wands, he creates that Wheel of Fortune. He creates his own fortune. He creates his own movement. And that's what you're being called to do here. To be honest with yourself and to be honest with the people around you about where you actually want to be. Because the Knight of Cups here is hesitant. He wants to go forward with a beautiful new love offer. He's excited about the future. He doesn't always have a plan of forever. He's a little bit emotionally closed off a bit because of his past experiences perhaps. But with the Seven of Swords, it like urges us to be more vulnerable with the people in our life. Cut through the niceties, cut through the placation that I feel like I'm doing for people in my life. Like I'm placating everybody. We have this Queen of Swords with the Death card. That is so powerful. The Hierophant with the King of Cups. It really shows, Seven of Pentacles. This has been a long-awaited movement for you. And the Queen of Swords doesn't allow anybody in her energy field that isn't serving her anymore. And that can seem harsh and it can seem cold. But nothing changes if nothing changes. And if we continue to put other people ahead of us, that doesn't serve anyone involved either. The Death card shows that hope and things can bloom out of what we perceive to be the end of something. And it's blooming that can happen for you. It's blooming that can happen for everyone involved. So if you are stuck in something where you, again, it can be a job or it can be a relationship that you feel like you're stuck in. You don't want to hold yourself back from something that is owed for you. And you don't want to hold another person back for what is owed to them. And with the job, even with the job, if you're unhappy at your current placement, that's an opening that could be a huge blessing to someone else in the future. So it is about us taking those steps that we're guided to take truly with the Hierophant to create our own ascension, and then to kind of lead us back towards the balance and the love that we're looking for. Let's get some advice for you from Spirit, please. Urgent messages meant to find group 1. We have chop wood. It's time to clean up that which is not serving us now, and to work towards the goals that we have, even if it's freedom, little by little, even if that's the only type of momentum we can make. We have the mending card, because it's like you're healing yourself, and there will be perhaps a cause to kind of heal in the future, because we had that Tower energy, if you recall. Again, things breaking down, but it's a part of the whole process of you mending yourself. We do have happy on the back of the deck. So this beautiful card talks about the potential for your happiness, but how we have to create that happiness. We have to create that potential inside of us. And staying in this Hanged Man energy is not a way, dreaming of our happiness is not a way in order to kind of make that happiness bloom. Messages from their angels and guides, please. We have destiny. Some things are just destined to be. Some things are not. And we have release and empath coming out. And you know what this card coming out too? It's like this message of like, you do have someone out there perhaps. And again, if it's not a relationship and it's a career or something like that, same sort of messages applies, because it's the sense of you do have your divine counterpart coming in. You do have your destined job coming in. You do have all of those things coming in, but it is about releasing that which holds us from it, and realizing when we're at those impasses and we can't make a clear path by the light of that moon. We have to create transparency in our situation and in our feelings. It's about releasing the old so that we can usher in the new and usher in our destiny truly. Sorry you guys are able to see my horribly ugly old sweater. We have gossip at the back of the deck. You guys are a little bit too worried about how other people will view your actions. And we oftentimes spend so much time worried about what other people are going to think of us, that we make entire life choices based on sometimes acquaintances' opinions of us. Sorry about the phone ringing. Urgent message from your guides and angels, please. Beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. So if you feel like you are stuck in something that is not a soulmate relationship, or you feel like it was a soulmate relationship but now you've changed your mind, your guides and angels are working towards moving you into alignment with that purpose. And you know, the message coming through here is that we have to step out of our comfort zone sometimes to create that alignment. And the reason why you're feeling restless is for a reason. We have all is well. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings that you will soon understand. And back of the deck even says, notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. These feelings of restlessness inside of you, they are truly a reflection of spirit saying, you know, are you happy here? Check in with your energy. Are you happy where you're sitting right now? What can we do to change that? What can we do to elevate you a little bit? Be brave. And this card says, Guardian Angel, be brave. This card really speaks about potentially somebody coming in to help you with this movement. Somebody that maybe you were intimidated by in the past is going to come in to kind of help push you into movement. We do have sign from above as well on the back of this deck. Signs from above. We have wise decision. So this decision, again, I feel like you guys have already made it. You already know that you're in the wrong place, perhaps at the wrong time. This Queen of Swords knows what she wants and what isn't serving her, and she moves towards what does. So this decision that you're making is an important one. We have look deeper, and we did start this entire pile with that Hermit. So it's kind of full circle. Spirit is saying, look deeper, truly decide what your future looks like, what your happiness looks like, and then move towards that with unwavering faith. Let's get some messages from your guides and angels to close out this reading. Let's get some messages from their guides and angels, please, Spirit. The present is a gift. Please enjoy it. Use your present time wisely here. It's a way for us to move into the beautiful momentum that we want. You are very intuitive. Trust this. And that's why the, where was it? The clairsentience card came out for you, because you guys have a lot of spiritual gifts that you need to pay more attention to. Lay your worries at the foot of the cross. And that's truly what we do when we make choices, when we're leaping into the unknown, when we're at these impasses. We have to lay our fears aside and push through. You needed to hit rock bottom to teach others how to rebuild. And this inspiration is divinely guided. We talked about it being a wise decision. Spirit is saying that's very true for you. This is if you feel it in your heart and you know it to be true, even if it's a difficult truth, it's important to pay attention. Do something creative this week. Some of you are very creative with that King of Wands energy to help you pull yourselves up out of the negative mentality that you might be in. We have divine timing is at play. Time for some self-love. And we also have beware of wolves in sheep's clothing while you're in this process. This back of the deck says, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to make moves when you know you're in a stagnation. Charm bowl, please, for group number 1. Urgent messages from their guides and angels, group 1. Okay, so we have the 9 of Cups, we have the 3 of Cups, and we have the Devil. Woo! Okay, so some of you may be dealing with a third-party situation. You may be feeling like leaving someone that used to be really friends. Maybe it's a friendship that you're ending. Maybe it's a relationship that you're ending. Somebody feels tethered and stuck with that devil energy, perhaps emotionally kind of tethered up and not being able to move forward. But the good news is that moving into the future here, we see reunions, we see you having fun, we see you breaking free from the things that are holding you back, and we see your wishes being granted with that beautiful 9 of Cups. But you're creating that momentum. You're breaking that tie. I'm on a weird name here. We have happy and beauty. Happy. We have the hatchet. It's time perhaps to kind of put an end to something. We have a penny here from 1980. We also have made with love, so you could have children as well, so take that as it resonates. We have you're always in my heart. We have do as you would be done by, almost too simple, but it's all you need to get by. And we have this fish bones in the bowl as well. The ornate moon as well. We have the ornate moon. The fish bones really talks about the 10 of Swords for me, of letting go of something that I know is not serving me anymore. It's like I need to let go. It's time to move forward. There is this sense of like doing other people wrong or having other people's sadness be the reason for our happiness, or there's this worry of like hurting other people in the process here. But there is a message coming through too that, especially with long-standing relationships, everybody kind of looks at it like when something like that ends, it has to be this tumultuous, terrible, you know, I'll never see you or speak to you again type of feeling. And I feel like it's such a waste of an opportunity. It's such a waste of a perception of this connection that's been in place for a long time. You've learned a lot. You've grown a lot. It's not wasted just because it's over. So there's that message coming through as well. All right, group number 1, that is what I have for you. If this resonates, I would love to hear about it in the comment section. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell if you feel called to. I would love for you to come back here and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Take care. Hello, everybody in group number 2. You were drawn to the yellow flower. or perhaps to the butterfly spirit here. And this is an urgent message meant to find you today from your guides and your angels. And the butterfly is all about transformation and about how difficult sometimes those transformations can actually be. And we've kind of failed to acknowledge that, the hard work that goes into us changing and molding and evolving as spiritual beings. So there is a message of transformation. We'll see how that ties into your reading. But an urgent message meant to find you today from your guides and angels. What do your angels and guides want to speak with you about today? Urgent message meant to find you, please, Spirit. You have the Ace of Wands coming out. So we could be talking to a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. We do not have to be. Urgent message meant to find you today. The Three of Wands. Oh, actually, I'm gonna put those back. I did see the King of, or the Queen of Pentacles, but she didn't pop out, so we're gonna see if she pops out. Urgent message meant to find you, group 2. They do want to come out, the Queen of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles, so urgent message. 7 of Swords. Let's clarify that Ace of Wands, please. An urgent message meant to find you. The 9 of Cups. Eight of Wands. Wow, there's a lot of fire energy here too, but there's also Taurus, the King or the Emperor, the Knight of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the Page of Swords and the Lovers here. So there's a very clear message coming through already for you watching group 2 that some of you may be in school, or you're really considering, you're educating yourself on some sort of new project or some kind of new inspired thought that needs to be put into motion. I don't know if it's for a new job or a new career, or new type of, some sort of focus where you're creative and you're making something creative, but it's like a dream come true for you, because the 9 of Cups here is present underneath this Ace of Wands, which is really showing that whatever this inspired thought is makes you excited, makes you feel hopeful about the future, and it's like a dream for you to make this into fruition. Some of you may be in school right now leading towards this career or this job or this passion, or perhaps you're in school but it's not for this passion, because I'm getting that message as well. Like, you're in school, you're young, people have all these expectations for you, but you're not actually in it. Your heart is not in it. It's over here. It's with this other idea. It's like your dream come true, and you really want to expand and you really want to move forward, but you have some hesitancy because you're worried about finances perhaps in the future. You're worried about perhaps what other people are going to think, but there is a decision upon you with this Lovers here. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. This feels very strongly associated with your work or your career, or where your passions lie. This is about your ascension, and this is a decision that is kind of, maybe you've been waiting to make before you get all of the information. But if you are on the fence about putting something into motion, if you are on the fence about some sort of idea you've had, maybe it's, and you know, again, I'm talking to the collective. It could be anything. It could be an invention. It could be a book idea. It could be an idea for a tarot channel. It can be anything. Whatever it is you've been dreaming about and really wanting to do, you haven't put it into motion yet, and Spirit is telling you to get on that. It is a great idea. Maybe you feel insecure because you don't feel like, you're worried about the time it'll take to reach abundance, or you're worried about the time it'll take to you're in a hurry to kind of get to the answer of, yes, this will be a success. You want an assurance that everything's going to turn out really, really well. The message coming in for you is that there are pearls of gold to be obtained that are not just of the tangible sense throughout this process. This is about you leveling up, not just materially, and this is an amazing opportunity and an amazing idea if you have one. And you are being called to put it into motion, but it is about your ascension as well on an energetic level. It's about you appreciating the lessons and the gift of this process, because it is this foundation type of phase that you're heading into. But Spirit is also saying, like, they're not going to make you wait very long for your success. You're not going to have to wait very long for abundance to come in. The Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and then this beautiful Queen over here, even with Look at this. Like, you're going to be comfortable. You're going to be sitting very pretty. This is a great idea. Whatever you've been sitting on the fence, and maybe you've even made plans, but you haven't put them into motion yet. And Spirit is saying the Emperor takes his ideas, he armors himself, he's stubborn, and he doesn't let anything hold him back, even insecurities, even feeling like maybe I don't have enough experience to kind of do all of this. He does it anyway. He makes that choice, and then he goes in towards it. We have the Seven of Swords over here with the Knight of Pentacles, which shows that maybe, you know, with the Seven of Swords, it can sometimes really talk about us not being truthful with ourselves. Maybe there's a bit of feelings of like, I have not told anybody about my idea. There's a sense of holding it back from people, not letting anybody know about this endeavor. And Spirit is saying that that's absolutely 100% fine. In fact, they're encouraging that. They're encouraging you to go into this opportunity, into this idea, whatever the case may be, to start creating movement there, being a leader in it, and don't tell anybody about what you're doing. It's like, I am going to make my coin. I'm going to have my relationships all in private because I have control over the situation then. And it's like this steady horse that comes out. It's like the unexpected winner coming out at the end of the day. The Knight of Pentacles is very patient because he's very careful about the moves that he makes. He finally gets to his destination because he's so sure-footed. And there is that message here of that while you're grinding, while you're doing this, if you have a business idea and you're putting it into motion, don't let anybody know about the abundance coming in. Don't let anybody know that you are experiencing so many lessons, both spiritual and otherwise. Even the Emperor, you know, he doesn't share his emotions very much. He's stubborn and he just works really, really hard. So beautiful energy coming in. If you have been sitting on the fence about something, now is the time for you to act because it will be abundant. We do have the Hanged Man here. So you've had power over this situation. You may feel like sometimes like, oh, I have so many excuses to not get started. And it's really coming from a place of insecurity because that Hanged Man energy is about surrendering to my current state, but I can change that up if I want to. If I'm able to, I can come down from that, you know, only one hand is tied up here. I can use the other one to free myself. Eight of Swords. Yeah, you felt like something is holding you back. The message coming with the, here's the Page and the King of Wands. Oh, you guys are very, I'm excited by your energy. My energy level is really high now all of a sudden because this King of Wands, he has so much inspired thought. He has so many great ideas. He is such a great entrepreneur. He runs his own business. He's a leader. He doesn't work for anybody else. And this Page of Swords, again, you are the seeker in life, this learner. You are curious about learning new things and moving into new realms. But this Eight of Swords is really telling us that you have put yourself in a mental prison at times, and perhaps your insecurities or these opinions of other people at times hold you back from being able to really pursue your great ideas, these opportunities that want to present. But that Page of Swords comes in to slice through. The logic inside of you knows that this is a good idea. The logic inside of you knows that you're a hard enough worker that you can make this happen. And there's a stubbornness about that Emperor that says, I will not quit. Especially with this Knight of Pentacles next door. It's like, I will not stop. There is no room for failure in this case. And that's what Spirit wants you to understand, that it's okay for you to free yourself because you will not fail. The Magician, you are wielding the power over the situation. You are changing your current energy. You are wielding the power over all of the elements here, and you're becoming a leader. Oh. King of Swords. The only thing holding us back when we are feeling stagnated and feeling like we are in a place of surrender is ourselves and our ability to rise ourselves above that emotional state. Feeling insecure, feeling stagnated, feeling like we're not good enough, feeling like my idea is not good enough, feeling like there's too much competition. All of those immediate responses to a situation can be overridden by our logic, can be overridden by rising above that moment and saying, well, you know, that's not true. Yeah, there's a lot of competition, but I'm in competition with no one because nobody offers what I have. Nobody can offer what I can offer because I'm behind it and I'm unique and I'm amazing and I'm creative. Page of Pentacles. This is a valuable opportunity. Whatever it is that is upon you, whatever decision that you're trying to make, this is an opportunity for you. Six of Pentacles. It will improve your coin. And it is an opportunity for you as well to share your experiences down the road with others. The Moon. Queen of Swords. So I do want to say here that it's interesting to me that we have the Magician and the Moon here. And it's interesting to me that the only thing stopping this Magician from wielding all of his power or her power is my perspective, is my fear, is my insecurity, is that which we hold underneath the surface of everything else. And this Queen of Swords comes in to slice that off. She comes in to say, you know what, no, we're not dealing with that today, because you are actually a beautiful light extending from the Creator. You are not this role you've placed yourself in. You deserve abundance, you deserve happiness, and you will have it. This expansion is what she demands. Two of Wands, Three of Wands, and look what it ends up being. Your inspired thought that we started with the Ace of Wands. You start making your plan. Start putting that plan into action, and look what it's going to lead to you. Abundance. And I will say this, the message is coming through that all of the naysayers are going to be super jelly when they realize what you've accomplished. They are going to be super jealous of what has happened with you. And again, because you've kept it a secret, people are going to be really thrown for a loop when they find out all of the abundance that has come in through your effort. We have the Fates. This is something that is written in your chart. This is a divinely guided kind of detour that you were meant to pursue. We have Yin. A lot of divine feminine energies watching right now. Really speaks about, honestly, that this is the chalice. This is you. This is your abundance coming in for you. And Spirit, it's just like you can just literally open up your arms. That's all you have to do now. All you have to do, yes, put your inspired thought into action and start working towards your goals. And then all you have to do is literally keep the bowl out and it'll collect. It's like rainwater from a leak. It's just going to start collecting all of your abundance. We do have the tween worlds right now. So you might feel like you're stuck in a bit of a state of limbo when it comes to your plan of action or an opportunity upon you. But we are meant to embrace the in-between and use it as an opportunity for us to propel ourselves into positive energy in the future. Soulmate energy. Interesting. The beautiful thing about momentum and energy is that even when we are elevating ourselves in one realm, we are actually elevating ourselves in every realm. And so for some of you, you have a beautiful soulmate energy coming in for you, which is a part of this abundance that you've been waiting for a long time. We do have vanity. You may be a little bit concerned at times, as we all are as human beings, with how people view us and how we are perceived and what people will think about our endeavors or think about our choices in life. There is a real, like, society tells us what is appropriate and what isn't, and we choose to believe it or we choose not to, but it's all about choice. It's all about what you choose to believe. So you can choose to believe or worry about other people's opinions, or you can go by the beat of your own drum. We have Joy on the back of the deck. You could be named Joy perhaps, but it is also about focusing on happiness in order to create more happiness. Like attracts like. Message from their guides and angels, please, Spirit. We have prosperity coming in for you. Like I said, so much abundance here with that Ten of Pentacles. So much abundance for you that you will be owed and it will be deserving of you. Patience, though. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. Like I said, a foundation year for you, building up to this abundance, but I don't feel like you're going to have to wait long. I don't feel like you're going to have to wait long before you start seeing the benefits of what you want. You may even be very surprised at the speed at which things start to manifest for you. You have confidence. Saint Michael, the Archangel, very confident angel. And they want you to go forward with that same type of confidence. We had that King of Wands, who is such an entrepreneurial spirit. He is so confident. He is so sure of himself. We have healthy eating, Saint Raphael, the Archangel. So there is this message coming through that you need to spend more time paying attention to your body, paying attention to your health as well. We have Speak the Truth, Saint Bernadette, on the back of that deck. I'm going to get some messages from your angels and guides and see if they can give you some words of encouragement. Hello, just had an explosion. A dark past does not lead to a dark future. In fact, we can take so many pearls of wisdoms from those dark pasts in order to create. You are about to expand your horizons. It says, get a hold of your frustration and center yourself, because you could be frustrated leading up to this. Maybe you're frustrated with yourself because you fear change. But it says here, don't be scared. Change is coming. And then it says you show up for everyone except for yourself in life. And it's time for you, again, the sense of transformation. And again, that sense of transformation happening below the surface, because we started with the butterfly. And nobody can see that change happening in the butterfly until it's exposed, until it's revealed. And I feel like that's what's going to happen here. You're going to just kind of reveal your successful business or your successful venture, and everyone's going to be like, well, when the hell did you do that? You are a powerhouse of manifestation. People will just be shocked, and it will inspire other people. But to be honest, I feel like the inspiration is going to come in for people, but they're going to like expect fast results. They're not going to see the work you put in. Tell the universe what you want, because you are that powerhouse of manifestation. Beware of wolves in sheep's clothing. That came out in the last pile too. And your inspiration is divinely guided. Back of the deck says you are loved, in case you were curious or in case you were not sure if your guides care and love you deeply. They do. Group number 2, please, Spirit. An urgent message meant to find them from their guides and angels. 8 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and that 2 of Pentacles. So like I said, foundation phase for you guys, and one that you guys are going to be busy. You're going to be busy in this year, building up this abundance that's coming in for you. You're going to be super, super busy. The High Priestess is really talking about, again, holding that kind of your momentum inside a little bit. Not really worrying about sharing too much of what you're doing with other people, and just kind of putting your head down and working. Labor of love, though. I feel like a labor of love. We have Cool in the bowl. We have the Pearl of Wisdom here. We also have the Ornate Moon. We have Baby Feet. Some of you maybe are considering a career in music, or there's something to do with children here. We have the Key. And we have the ornately decorated moon, which is this symbol of our fears and our anxiety maybe holding us back from our truth, and having to unlock that truth from ourselves at times even. I always think of the marijuana plume when I see this. We have the Pearl of Wisdom as well. We also have the rune in the bowl today. It's the Dagaz rune, which really talks about breakthrough and awareness. So we're talking about breakthrough here. We're talking about you having a mental epiphany. We're talking about you following your dreams. Oh, I also didn't see the Little Mermaid. Going with the flow, but like something calling to you. Something calling to you to create change that might feel a little bit dangerous, a little bit scary, but it's very, very enticing and very appealing. All right, group number 2, that is what I have for you. An urgent message from your guides and angels. I hope that this resonated, and if it did, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, leave me some comments in the comment section if you feel called to. But I really hope that you come back and visit me here on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Take care. Hello, everybody. In group number 3, you were drawn to the blue flower. I don't even know where to put it. It's so big. I'll just put it over here. or to this dragonfly spirit. And this is your reading, an urgent message from your guides and angels meant to find you today. And this dragonfly spirit really speaks about transformation. And transformation that can be quite difficult and time consuming, and it's very laborious type of transformation, because the dragonfly starts under the surface of the water as a nymph, and it eats everything in sight for a couple of weeks, very, very hungry, hungry for change, really wanting change very badly, and then it crawls up a reed or whatever it can find to crawl up through the surface of the water and take flight once its wings are formed. And what an amazing transformation that must be, to go literally from the depths of the water into the ethereal, into the air. What a wonderful experience that must be. So I'm always kind of blown away by the dragonfly. So you could be going through a major transformation right now, but we'll see what Spirit has to say to you. What words of encouragement do they have for you? What message was meant to find you today, group 3? So we have the Magician, and he is popping up upside down. We have the Queen of Swords, and we have the Knight. Oh, sorry, I'll show these to you. The Queen, this is the Joie de Vivre Tarot, and the Knight of Cups. This is one of my favorites. This is from, I think her name is Paulina Cassidy, and she's just a beautiful artist. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords coming out as well. Just falling out today. And we have the Hanged Man coming too. So we're going to keep that like that. We have the Knight of Coins here. So already we have a message coming through for some of you watching, that there is a little bit of wasted potential inside of you, or some scattered energy a little bit here that needs to be reined in. And some of it could be due to emotional pain from the past, childhood trauma even, that is trickling down to your experience now, that is creating a stagnancy in you, because it's like a fear of change, a fear of moving forward, of being emotionally vulnerable, even though I know I need it. It's like, if I don't have a surefire plan of action of knowing exactly what's going to happen, I don't want to make the plan at all. Because that Magician in the reverse is really talking about how maybe you haven't been manifesting or using your abilities as much as you should be. It's like you're wasting some of your potential inside of you. Urgent message meant to find you. 8 of Coins. And that's something that you know, Spirit is saying you really need to work on, because you have so much potential inside of you. It's like your energies are scattered. And the Queen of Swords is here with the Page of Cups to tell you that you have to rein that in. You have to pull that energy back in and get yourself kind of organized and figure out what you want in life, because otherwise you're halting these opportunities that keep wanting to show up for you. But this inability to be vulnerable stops any progression that I might have. It's like I get an opportunity, I leap into it, but then something always stops me. This Hanged Man shows that surrender, that hanging up. You know, it just hangs there. They can come down anytime they want, but they just hang there. So this Queen of Swords asks us to kind of take a look at how we've been perceiving our future, how we've been behaving, what our thought patterns have been like, in order to kind of create a little bit more momentum. Page of Coins. Message meant to find you today. We have the 7 of Swords. It's coming out with the 2 of Wands. Back of the deck is the King of Cups. I'm sorry for coughing. 2 of Coins. So there's this message coming through that you have so much loving energy and abundance inside of you. You're this beautiful, emotional creature, but sometimes you feel like that hasn't served you in the past. Sometimes you feel like maybe you've been taken advantage of in the past. And so there's almost this, you want change, you want movement, and maybe you're not even being honest with yourself sometimes when it comes to your own power in your placement right now, and the power that you've wielded to put yourself in your current place. And we don't want to hear that we're responsible for our own stagnation. Spirit, of course, wants to remind you not to shoot the messenger here. But this Knight of Cups, you know, he comes in with a beautiful offer, but he's hesitant to be emotionally vulnerable. And sometimes when his hesitancy causes this valuable opportunity that this page presents, and it takes it and it sort of, it's like I'm running from it. It's like I'm actually running from the opportunity instead of leaping in towards it. And it's like you project that you want it so fiercely, but then it's like you run away at the first sign of it. We have this Two of Wands, though, that is present. It's telling us that we have a choice in our own situation, and that we can choose to lay stagnant where we are, or we can choose to branch out and to create movement and to create more understanding even of our own position in life. I'm going to get some more clarity here on what exactly Spirit wants to say. Let's use this deck here. We have the Judgment card coming out. So that's really, you know, with the Magician reverse, it's really our inaction or our scattered energy that's causing us to not be able to have a new start, to not be able to truly release ourselves and to get what we want out of life. Four of Cups. The Four of Cups over top of the Queen of Swords tells us that we have you know, you may be stuck in a certain feeling of apathy. You may be feeling like you have a lot of stuff going on in your life right now, but it's not exactly what you want, and you're kind of stuck in the past or stuck in the stagnation. You don't see the opportunities that have been presented and that already are presented. It's a listlessness that can be very dangerous to our momentum. And that's why the Queen of Swords is underneath her, because she wants you to rise above that emotional state. Look at everything clearly. What do you truly have to be thankful for? Using gratitude to propel you into the future. You have the Ten of Swords. Whatever experiences you have had in the past, whatever challenges, Seven of Wands on the back of the deck, that have led you to this state of being fearful of making any type of movement in your life, or fearful of, it's like you start things but you never finish them because you're afraid of crossing that threshold. It's time to let go of that energy that brought you here. That's why it's so important for us to really take a look at trauma that we've experienced, perhaps even as children, that we don't even realize is connected to us today, that we don't even realize puts us into these states of apathy, puts us into these states of being too scared to try anything, or being too scared to fulfill something that I've started. And it's this, because we've been disappointed in the past, perhaps by people who were supposed to be a example for us of how to push through these things. Sometimes people don't rise to the occasions of looking after us when we're young, and to be that example of how to push through obstacles and how to be assertive and to be confident. We have to take a good hard look at where this feeling is coming from, and we have to create that momentum ourselves. And sometimes it's about forgiving those who were supposed to help us create that momentum. And sometimes, and to always remember that that forgiveness is for us and for our own ascension. This Ten of Swords is urging us to take a good hard look at what has brought us to this spot, to this Four of Cups currently, to bring us back to our drawing board and say, okay, it's not serving us. I'm not happy right now. I'm laying stagnant. I feel frustrated. I'm feeling anxious. And it's about letting go of something that we thought we wanted, or that we think that we want, in lieu of a new plan of action, because we realize it's not helping us, it's not serving us. Advice from your angels and guides. We have the Five of Wands. The Six of Swords over top of the Eight of Coins. It's like a kind of a hard truth to us that Spirit is saying, you know, it is our own job to work on our inner peace. And sometimes we wait a really long time for other people to come in and kind of serve us up some of that peace by apologizing or by coming forward and saying, this is how I didn't serve you when I should have. And you know, the message is coming through too, that there is, you know, a time consideration, that it takes time to learn these lessons, and it takes time for us to elevate ourselves to the point where we can look above the emotional response of perhaps abandonment or of lack of care or of anything that creates this fear of us of success or fear of momentum or fear of change or fear of growth. But it is this message coming through that it is our job to create that momentum for ourselves, to create that healing. And that can be a difficult message to even hear, because sometimes we feel so powerless in our own situation. We feel so powerless to move ourselves forward. But that's another insecurity and lie that is not born out of love, that is not truth. We have the Page of Cups. It's just this idea that a new emotional start for you seems like the pig's flying up here in the corner. I don't know if you can see that. It's like the idea of a new emotional start for you seems like it could never be. Like it's something impossible for you to want even. For some of you, you really just want the opportunity to be loved and to have that love and to feel unconditional in it and to feel the same type of love as well. And I do get the message that some of you may have actually physically lost people in your life that were supposed to be there for you, perhaps when you were younger. So take that message as it resonates. It's not for everyone. We have the Nine of Cups. It's interesting that we have the Ten of Swords over top of this Nine of Cups. And this is not the typical Ten of Swords you'll see in the traditional Rider-Waite. If you are into tarot, you'll know that. The traditional Ten of Swords is a very destructive, sad, you know, I've got to let go because I have no choice type of energy. But this one is like, I'm going to make a new plan. I'm more optimistic than I used to be. And that's what Spirit really wants you to see, that you think that it's an impossibility. But that's the problem, is that you feel like some things are not meant for you. And you get jealous of other people who have the things that you want. But that is a lower level vibration that sinks you back down to this spot. Once you can truly look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am deserving of love. I am owed it because I am a beautiful reflection of God's light. I am owed love. And anyone who didn't give me what I needed, that was a reflection of them and not me. And that can be very hard, long lesson to learn. But it's once we let go of these old expectations and all of the old blame too, everything, we let go of that, it's when our wishes come true. It's when these opportunities, these valuable opportunities, turn into our wishes being granted. We have the Eight of Swords. Back of the deck here is the Ace of Cups with the Three of Cups. Sorry about the coughing, guys. My throat has been so weird the last couple of weeks. So this Eight of Swords is that mental entrapment that we put ourselves in, the prison, the lies that are told to us, that we tell ourselves, that blind us from the truth. And you can see in her reflection, she's tied up, but in reality, she is not. And so that's why that Queen of Swords started out here with your reading, because she is here to help you. She is here. She's the logical part of your higher self, here to help you see yourself very clearly in this window, in this mirror. And to stop comparing yourself to other people, and to stop comparing your situation to other people's, because you are a unique butterfly. Excuse me, you're a unique creature. There is no one like you. And once you're able to free yourself from this mentality, that's when you it's you walking away from your insecurities. That's when you have these beautiful friendships and connections coming in, a new emotional beginning for you, an abundance of love. Again, some of you I do feel like have very complicated pasts that have added to your feelings of lethargy now. A fear of maybe being emotionally vulnerable because you're fearful of losing that connection. on a real physical level. We have never-ending story here. There are some times when you feel like you'll never be able to push past the things that happened to you in the past. We have Unfinished Symphony. But these cards together especially are really speaking to of the fact that, you know, in this card, she's kind of up there with her head in her hands and she feels like she'll never get away from her problems. But in this card, sitting on an egg of potential, because it's a shift in focus. You can really look at it in two different ways. You can say, well, I'm not done yet and I'm just exhausted and I don't want to move forward. Or you can say, you know what, I'm not done yet. I have so much potential inside of me. My story is not finished. You may be dealing from something that has trickled down generationally, but your story, it's your job is to push through this. You are the breaker of this generational problem, this generational trauma. You are the one who's supposed to break that cycle. And it's hard, but it leads to so much more abundance for you. We have mending. You are, and again, the message coming through, you are here. Part of your journey here is to mend that generational difficulty, all that generational trauma that happened in the past. We have perception, because Spirit is saying that your perception about yourself, your perception of your situation has to change. They don't want you to disregard what you have been through. That's the big thing coming too, renewal. They don't want you to disregard everything. They want you to use it. You know, that butterfly imagery here, Maya Angelou always said, and I say it a lot here because I love her, we marvel at the beauty of the butterfly, but we fail to acknowledge the changes it had to go through to attain that beauty. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's not an easy process for the butterfly. It's not going to happen overnight for you either. It's not an easy process, but it's totally doable. If a butterfly can do it, God loves you so much more than a butterfly. And so you can do it too. We have wisdom at the back of the deck. Take what you have experienced and use it to guide you and to help others instead of using it to pull you down. I almost feel like I could cry. Take back your power. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest the blessings in your life. This Four of Cups energy is such a waste of the present moment. It's such a waste of the opportunity that the future that the present provides us to create our future. Back of the deck, or this card says, you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Back of the deck says, comfort, I'm with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. And I do feel like this is a lot about inner healing for you, group threes, about healing your heart from past things that weren't even your fault, things that were not your fault. We have confidence. St. Michael the Archangel wants you to go forth in confidence. He came out in this last pile as well. So he really wants some acknowledgement today. You can always call out to St. Michael whenever you are struggling. He will come to your aid. He loves to show up for people. Blessings of abundance are coming in for you. This abundance, this new emotional start that you think could be impossible for you is coming in for you. We do have the Child at the back of the deck. I do feel like there is some inner, and I feel like I could cry. I do feel like there is some inner child work needing to be done. I feel like a lot of you have dealt with trauma perhaps as children that maybe it has nothing to do with where you're sitting right this moment, but energetically it is linked and tied to you. Let's get some messages of encouragement from your guides and angels before we do our charm bowl. What would you like to say, please, to group number 3? Beware of wolves in sheep's clothing. That keeps coming up in every pile today. It says, stop being the person that everyone else wants you to be. You are not everyone else's expectations, and you're not responsible for withholding or upholding those expectations either. You're allowed to be you. The relationship you want is coming. So if you really want that loving, overabundant, and it's like you really want something that is like something that is completely 100% safe, you can manifest true love. Stop beating yourself up over past quote unquote mistakes. First of all, half those mistakes weren't yours. Second of all, mistakes don't exist when it comes to things like that because you learn from them. Any choice we make, we learn from that. You needed to hit rock bottom so you could teach other people how to rebuild. Oh, you have survived 100% of your worst days, and you will survive this one too. And that's a beautiful message because sometimes I feel like it's really hard for you to go forward. People change and things work out. This says reach out for help when you need it. So if you're struggling with some sort of depression, if you're struggling with intrusive thoughts, reach out for help. Reach out for counseling. Reach out for help. Spirit is here and they really want, some of you are really struggling. Divine timing is at play. And do something creative this week in order to sort of boost your energy here. Back of the deck says a new love is on the way. A charm bowl for you, group number 3. Advice from your angels and guides in the bowl. Urgent message you are meant to hear. Missing the bowl today. We have the Fool, we have the Knight of Cups, and we have the Two of Swords. Oh. The Fool reminds us of the child of the deck because it really is about kind of leaping into things with the expectation that we're going to be caught. And I feel like a lot of people watching this pile were disappointed as children, specifically when they were not caught in times when they needed to be caught. And so that has really closed you up emotionally and really put a barrier between you and being vulnerable with other people, you being vulnerable and putting yourself out there in as far as new opportunities. And it's like you don't recognize them even sometimes as opportunities because it's just not in your wheelhouse. The Fool asks us to go boldly where we want to go and that the universe will reward that boldness. This Knight of Cups, he offers so many beautiful things. He's just a little hesitant to go over that stream, but he will make it absolutely fine over that stream if he tries to. Whoops. All right, live your dream. Go confidently in the direction that your life has, that you have envisioned for your life. We have Sagittarius. We have K. We have the Leaf because changed, great transformation is in the wind. And we also have you leveling up with this kind of this stepping stones here because energetically you are elevating. You don't realize it, but you are. We have the starfish, and it is the black starfish. And this is about healing yourself from past trauma, but specifically the black starfish for me is about healing yourself from perhaps someone who was taking from us, perhaps when you were very young. So there is a message coming through for some of you that you may have lost perhaps a caregiver or perhaps somebody that was supposed to be with you. You lost them quite young and you've been having to heal yourself from that ever since. There is still healing that needs to be done. I feel like I could cry, so pardon me in my voice. We also have the dinosaur, which is about extinction. And there's this message coming through that like part of us died that day as well. So this, but also the message of like putting something to bed that's gone, that's done. We have the cross in the bowl as well, you know, seeking comfort from our Lord, seeking comfort from Jesus, seeking comfort from whatever we normally seek comfort from. I feel like you guys pray a lot. We also have the key here with the little wings, which is this beautiful charm about you being the key to your own healing, the key to your own success, and looking at things from a higher perspective. All right, group number 3, that is what I have for you. I wish you the very best of luck. As always, I hope that this resonated with your situation, and if it did, I would love to hear about it in the comments section. These are some of the messages that Spirit really wants to get across to you today. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and the like button if you feel called to. Check out my links below as well, but I really hope that you come back and visit me here on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.